everybody. I'm Tanya Lee of Harmonia, and welcome to what is ahead for this week, September 1st to the 7th, for our signs. Now, keep in mind, guys, I typically am live here on Sunday mornings, but I have actually a friend coming in from town, so I'm excited to spend some time with my friend. And so I have pre recorded this because I didn't want to leave you guys without a week of what is ahead in your tarot forecast. So you can simply just go to the timestamps and check out your sign placements. Make sure you're checking your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And a reminder, if you are cross watching, that you're probably going to want to flip the story. These are general, so it's not always focused on complete romantic relationships, or I am a reader that does more than love, believe it or not. So please keep that in mind when you're looking for the readings. And if you're looking for the love readings, go check out the All Signs Love playlist on the main dashboard of YouTube, where you can see a plethora of readings here for love. And I also will be back for All Signs Love readings on Wednesday evening, which is when I'm typically on. All right, let's get started here. We're going to see what the collective energy is here for us. And you know what's intriguing here for us this week? Because I feel like collective, we are consistently going from one transit to the next, to the next. There's always something going on in astrology. And I'm not even an astrologist, but I'm at the point where I am reading things just so that I can be prepared as well. Because even as a channeler, not that I need the extra validation, but it's always interests me or intrigues me as how it correlates with one another. And we are in the midst here of going into a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th. So we're at the tail end of this week. So that's called a blood moon. And that's because it takes on that red glow. But the lunar eclipses are kind of amped up a notch, like we need it right now, right? Because I feel in the Virgo energy, we have been doing our checklists, getting things done. But this week we may really be in our feels because this lunar moon is in Pisces. So it's about feelings, intuitions, it's dreamy, it's letting go. So you may notice more of emotional things coming up this week, or coming to closure on certain areas within your life. But at the same time, we also have Mercury that's finishing up in retrograde in Virgo. So it's just a lot of cleaning up and tidying up this week and letting go. But the point here is this release is not always in our control, and it can come in tower moments as well. And I would not be surprised if some of us get the tower card, but it's not to be feared. It's not to be feared here at Collective. It's to realize that whatever we're rebuilding into the fall season that's coming up for us, it's going to allow us to have a much firmer foundation of structure that brings in stability. And a lot of us have been asking for that, praying for that stability. All right, let's see what's going on here with the collective challenge. We're utilizing Rebecca Campbell's new Oracle deck, the Inner Temple Oracle. I believe you can pre-order it. I think it comes out this week, but just check the Amazon link. But I get this a little bit early because I'm a subscriber at the Hay House thing. So let's see what's going on here. Let's call in our guides, our ancestors, and our ascendant master spirit, if we can hone in on the energy of my collective who are listening for this week's energy. What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Here we go. Unhookable. Detach. Release. Is that not what we were just talking about? Like, I feel this has to do with release. This is something that maybe we are being challenged on not being so attached to. But let's see what the book has to say. And let me find this in the book and I'll be back. All right, collective. It says, look at the progress you've made. You've arrived. I like this. Finally, healing and change are here. We know we've come a long way when those things that once triggered us no longer do. That person, that place, that old story, that family dynamic. After what feels like way too long, all of a sudden, what used to knock you off course or send you into a spin no longer does so. Instead of spiraling and giving away your power, you find yourself standing steady, whole, and tall. The thing or person that once had power over you no longer does. That wounded part of you has finally healed. This card is a celebration of how far you've come and how much work you've done. It honors the path you've taken and the journey you've been on. To be unhookable means that you've healed that which once threw you off course. To be unhookable means to stand in your own power. To be unhookable means that you draw your strength from within. To be unhookable means that your roots are deep and your inner connection is strong. Collective, congratulations. You've come such a long way. Honor and acknowledge the progress you've made, and let's celebrate the growth you've achieved. I like this because this really goes nicely, paired nicely here with the release, what we're going towards on the 7th for us. And this release is also, I see unhookable as being unbothered. The things that used to bother us or we would take so personally don't really bother us anymore. And it's like, yeah, that's all right. That's cool. Okay. But it is a challenge. And so we might need that gentle reminder, okay, that comes in place. Let's see what else we got here for the challenge. Reminder that the top row for initial story play is no reversals, but they will affect the reversals in each storyline. Justice, balance, Libra energy. All right. It is a challenge because there are certain consequences coming up this week that if we do react or we do take personal, it's not that it will set us back, but it definitely will be there to reset a lesson for us. And we just need to be accountable for how we show up, but also, there's other people that need to take their own accountability. And this is something here where you may feel challenged here to prove a point or show something to another. But I think even stepping back and letting this be universal law will be really, really big. But this is the challenge card here is justice, is taking on the accountability and the consequences. All right. Let's see what the breakthrough moments are for you for this week. I said this month. For this week here is the High Priestess, that inner knowing, okay? The direct connection to collective, to source, to God. There's something here that you will be seeing this week that you can't unsee. And I feel this has to do with how things are balancing out. I'm not saying that some of you are going to see karma, but many of you, the karma is coming back in full align. So I would not be surprised if that comes about or you hear in hearsay about how another is doing or the things start tipping in point. All right. Now, also something to keep in mind with the secret keeper, the high priestess, is that she's quiet. She doesn't necessarily have to give all of her secrets away. It's a trust to know when to talk and when to hold back. And there's something here where the power here is in your voice, in your heart space, but when to say it, when to showcase it. Your breakthrough here is your gifts, your intuition, following the inner knowing, following that compass, that inner compass, your map, your heart space. All right. Let's see what numbers are with you this week. Now, remember with these numbers, you may see them throughout the week. They just bring in extra validation for you. Oh, I love this combination here. All fours, which come to eights. You may see a lot of eights this week, or you may see 448, but it all comes down to four. So it could be 4444. But four is all about stability, all about manifesting, all about structure. And so whatever we're clearing, again, I'm going to go back to that moment where we may have those tower moments, and it's because of the stability. It's because something here is being magnified for us. I love this for us. All right. I'm going to keep these numbers here for us, and they may play out in each individual reading as well. All right, we're going to move on to Virgo next. All right, Virgo, you are up. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Reminder, Virgo, that you have your bonus birthday faded dice reading live this week. So make sure you check out the channel for your bonus reading. And there also will be one that will be unlocked over at Harmonia Friends Club because I always unlock one over there for you as well. So check it out. And if you're interested, go ahead and join the members club. All right, Virgo. Current feelings for this week. Let's see what you're going into. 10 of Wands. All right. This is usually like holding it all, but like you can't hold anymore. And what are you looking at? Let's see what the external portion of this, because there's something here externally that is influencing this burden for you. The High Priestess. Interesting that we get the High Priestess twice, but I do feel like this is another. Okay. So this is someone that you have a really strong connective energy with, telepathic connection. Okay. You may not even be in this person's vicinity, but I feel that you're thinking of this person. So this person's coming in your forefront this week. It's like this inner knowing of feeling watched. Okay. What's the integration of this? Someone may also be getting readings done on you. The Chariot reversed. So you are either in separation from an individual or there's some communication that is not happening. Now, this doesn't have to be romantic here, but the Chariot energy here tells me that communication has been broken down probably since July. Either this is a miscommunication with another individual or you're expecting word to allow yourself to let something go. But this week, I feel this energy of as you're moving, you're letting go. It's like, I don't know. I just feel like you're letting go, but let's see what the response is. The World reverse. Look how it's split. 42 comes to a 6. We have Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus energy here. Virgo. Unfinished business. There's something here that's coming up this week that you feel some unfinished business with another, and it does feel unresolved, but at the same time, I feel there's an opportunity here to create some inner closure for you. Now, some of you, this has to do, if it's not romantic, like I said, this relationship could also be word for some kind of assistance. Some of you, it's financial assistance that you have been waiting for that has not come in. So there's some uncertainty about that. What's the real opportunity here for Virgo this week? Justice. Taking it in your own hand. I love this. You have 2 repetitive cards and they're not reversed. So this is good because I feel like justice here is going to go in your favor. I feel that there is this notion of being unbothered. What used to bother you before of not receiving news isn't so much, but you still feel that tinge of someone, like something that may be coming in unexpectedly. You know how it's like, I know something's coming, but I also can't sit here and just go, something's coming and not do anything. This is coming to the point where it's like, I have to stop watching this. I have to stop saying that. I have to take accountability for what I can actually presently do. Yeah. And what's a bigger opportunity for you this week? I think it's to go a different direction, to be honest. Look at this Wheel of Fortune. Let things play out. If that news comes in, you're taking a chance here for some of you to put yourself back out there. Some of you, it is to, I don't know if this is something to do with finances, with this, energy, there's an expansive time with this, energy for you with the Wheel of Fortune. I love this. It's a 10, but this is something that you have a chance to actually get a better deal. So if you have been waiting for a loan or news of a position or news from a person to hear back or waiting to see what will grow. This is a Virgo this week who's starting to feel like, I know that I'm being watched. I know that I'm being evaluated, but do I sit here and wait? Or do I realize that this has been way more of a burden and actually start moving? And so you're making some moves this week to realign your present activities as to make it better. Okay. Some of you, it's like, let me polish up my resume. Let me look for, see if I can put my efforts into schooling or education. Maybe it is looking for another position, a job, but you are taking some steps here to presently take a load off of yourself where I feel another area was leaving you hung up on since midsummer. And so this is something where it's like, if it comes, it comes, but I need to take accountability now. So this Virgo is doing that this week. They're trusting their gut. They're making another move. Advice for you. And then we're going to get into your anti-message here. Look at this. Ace of coins, pay up, bigger opportunity. You're taking a chance here to invest in a move that is suitable for you. And some of you, it's taking a move here for assistance, trying something else, something new. Yeah, be prepared because there are certain options or opportunities that you may have been clouded before, but you're willing to put the price into something that is not about waiting for a particular person or situation to solve the problem. Now you are looking at other options to say, okay, what is available to me in this emotion? What intuitively feels right for me? You feel the need to make a move, and that's what you're doing. You're trusting your heart and your space here. All right, your message here from Auntie is, Virgo, this is your season, but that eclipse is asking you to look at your partnerships. You may get clarity about a relationship, a contract, or commitment. Something could shift suddenly, but it's showing you the truth of what's solid and what isn't. Don't overanalyze it. It feels draining. It's time to let it go. This is like completely this reading right here. So that's kind of cool. All right, Virgo, if this reading resonated for you, please take the moment here to like, comment, and like I said, if you want to see your Virgo bonus reading, make sure you check out the playlist. All right, we're going to move on to Libra next. All right, Libra, let's see what's going on for you for the week ahead. For Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Reminder, Libra, that your Timeless Tarot message is also released in the vault this week at Harmonia Friends Club. So if that interests you, check out the members area. And don't forget, your September forecast is out as well. And that is on the All Signs that was released on last week. All right, let's see what's going on. Current mood here for the week. 8 of Wands. Fast movement. You're in action. So you're ready to make a move this week. Okay. Let's see what the external influence of taking actions is. What is this move about? 8 of Swords here reversed. This week, there is something that you want to take care of. I don't know if this paperwork, I don't know if this is you taking the next step on a specific goal, but it is facing your fears and you're unbothered. You're not as attached as you used to be. You're trusting your gut, but there's something here where you just feel this inner knowing that now is the time. So I feel like you're either traveling, you're going somewhere, you're making a move. Let's see what this integration of this move is. Oh my gosh, Knight of Wands. This can come in with creativity, passion, ideas. putting yourself back out there. This is a good time to meet somebody new as well. I don't know. I just feel this really passionate move this week. Big move. I love this because with the Eight of Wands here and the Knight of Wands, it's like what was before guarded, what was before blocked, is now realizing that this universal block was within. Remember, you had unhookable here, so you're unbothered now by things that, well, you're not so scared of things that went bump in the night anymore. Not this week. Let's see what the response here of the Eight of Wands is. Oh my gosh, be prepared, Libra. Libra, you had a really good, I remember, and I only remember this because I'm a Libra too, but we had a really good September forecast. So if you haven't checked out the September general forecast, check it out because this is also about being seen, it's being viewed. And I just feel like you look at something that may have feel blocked before, and now you're above it and you're going, huh, I can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel now. Okay. So there's some kind of recognition coming your way with the moves that you make this week. You are being seen in a healthy, responsive way. Yeah, look at this. The Nine of Cups here reversed. So this is usually a card here of heavy indulgence, um, consuming too much. And this is realizing this, like, I feel like this, whatever this consumption here is, not that you're being too much this week, that wishes aren't in there, but you may be facing a fear of being seen, um, looking spoiled, looking like a little bit of a brat, all right, by others, but I think it's an inner fear. I think, honestly, I feel like this Libra is afraid of their own damn successes. They are, okay? Or being seen here of overindulging or being unbothered. But this is something where I feel this Libra is letting go. They just are. They're letting go of that kind of attitude this week. They're going after their dreams. They're going after their desires. Some of them are going to be changing their lifestyles in many different ways. But a lot of you, this is creative ideas coming out, influenced. And there is also an opportunity here to address the things that you have lost before. Time, effort, this is new. Okay. So I feel like there's a chance to meet somebody new this week that is heavily going to be influencing your future, whether this is love, whether this is a teamwork effort, a new friend, it could be a colleague, but something that's going to emotionally fulfill you and has allowed room, because whatever you got here purged is allowing room for something new. And some of you, it's a new desire, okay, to put yourself out there. And it's on a positive note, put it that way. I just realized my other deck got mixed up with this one. What advice here does Spirit have for you? The Page of Coins. Look at all of these pages energy, okay? There was something that was in front of you that looked scary as hell. And here's the thing. I don't feel like you're alone. I do feel like you're getting assistance. This could be an advisor. This could be a mentor. This could be a friend. This could be a family member. This could be a lover. But there's somebody here who also has these same fears as you, but sees what you are facing. And there's something in this Cosmo energy. It almost looks like that moon energy here. If it was only red, right? There's something here where you will be facing what looks like a consequence. And let me tell you, it has to do with your stability. So Spirit's saying, make the moves this week that feel aligned to you, but also realize that it is a starting ground here to set you forth for something much more stable. Okay. This is you really taking accountability for your wealth, your relationships, your body, like the whole shebang here. The message we have from Auntie here. Auntie says, for you, Libra, oh, here, this is perfect. Focus is health and routines. The eclipse highlights where your day to day isn't working anymore. Maybe it's a job, maybe it's your schedule, or even how you treat your body. Pay attention to where you're running on empty. Small shifts can free up a lot of energy. And I feel like you're making these shifts. There's a big move that you're making, but it's a small like shift. And however big it seems for you, it's fear based, but when you make it, it's going to adjust you, and then it's about the consistency. Because if you think of the page energy, it's like, how consistent can you be? You're like that baby zygote here. You're at starting ground, but it is going to build up over time. So keep up the consistency as you go through these shifts this week. All right, we're going to move on to Scorpio. I'm going to clear the board here. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what it's like for your week ahead. Make sure, Scorpio, you've checked out your September forecast already, and you can check out that on the playlist over on YouTube. All right, the week ahead, current feelings. We have the Page of Disc. All right. Page of Pentacles is usually some small, subtle moves when it comes to the material portion. Material part could be your quality, how you spend your time, your efforts, you're willing to learn. And there's something about you that makes you feel like it almost feels like your first school day. Okay. First day of school. All right. Maybe you have a child that's going on the first day of school here. What's external influence? You're new at this. You're the new kid in town, or it feels like that. 10 of Cups. It does very much feel like children are involved in this, but if it's not children, it's your inner child. There's something here this week where you feel like the new kid on the block. Maybe your kid is going into, school for first day of school, could be pre-kindergarten. You've never kind of associated to that. But that's not going to be for everybody, but I'm giving you examples. There's something here where you are content, happy. The community, whatever you're being involved in, sounds like a nice place to be, but it's like, how do I fit into this community? How do I fit into this group? Whether it's friendship, whether it's colleagues, there's something here you're starting that's new this week. And it's kind of a new view. What's the integration? Probably a little bit of fear. Ooh. And also an opportunity here to come together. Gemini energy, Scorpio. You're putting yourself out. Some of you, it's a first date, meeting somebody new. But I feel this week you're meeting somebody new, or the potential here to get to know somebody in a more intimate way. And this doesn't have to be, like I said, romantic, but you're choosing to put yourself in an environment, in a community here, maybe meeting somebody's outside friends. It could be that as well. Maybe someone invites you out someplace here to say, hey, would you like to tag along? But I actually see you enjoying it. Let's see what the response here could have. A little bit of cold feet, but feel like that's towards that moon energy again. No, I think you're going to really enjoy this. Look at this. This is great. My Scorpios have been hitting it energetically, and they deserve this. They deserve this time out. I don't know if it's a night out of town. I don't know if it's hanging out with friends. But this is happy with the environment that you are being placed in and looking at it something with a fresh perspective. Night and day difference for you, Scorpio, for my collective Scorpios who've been through the ringer. This is great. Yeah. And it's about damn time, right? This would be a great week for Scorpio if you feel hesitant to accept the invites, join something new, do something for the love of it, and watch the rewards come in. And this is something that you may take, like you're dipping your toes into it this week, but it's going to take some time for you really to Get into the groove and just be yourself. The bigger opportunity here for you, Queen of Swords. You now have the ability and the capacity here to be unbothered, but also Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, you may have that in your chart. She has the capability to unhook, right? So spirits saying, here's your big opportunity to be yourself, to be authentic, to let your weird out, and also realize that you can say no or have boundaries of something that you don't agree with. You can always agree to disagree as well, but you're honest, because it's best to be in the forefront of a new relationship with honesty and to lay it all out on the table to see if it fits for you. And there's something about you this week that is just allowing yourself to be that. This is really positive for you. And I feel like it's like completely a day and night difference of what it used to be before. So you have karma here with the results of how you perceive yourself with other relationships, but also trusting yourself. And that's huge with that high priestess energy, trusting your judgment. If something feels off, or speaking up for yourself. Yeah. Discernment. What advice does Spirit have for you? It takes courage and bravery to face something head on. But maybe when you were facing new people or new hobbies or something, there's a little bit of a shyness energy. But this is for a Scorpio here who's getting their kahunas with the Leo energy, getting the courage, the bravery, and meeting it head on, face to face. Hi, I'm Scorpio. I feel like that's what it is. There's a name tag here. I don't have it all put together. I don't understand it. I don't know what my future is, but I'm willing to trust my inner compass. I'm willing to trust the universe. We got the Pisces moon here, and what a perfect card here to end here with. This is the energy here for you, especially with that lunar eclipse, that I feel a lot of things are being closed out for you and you have a new cycle in place. All right. Scorpio, Auntie's message for you is the eclipse lights up your love life, your creativity, and your expression this week. Something could come to head in romance or a creative project. A spark could fade or something deeper could finally take root. The key here is don't hold back who you really are. If it feels like you've been dimming your light, this week calls that out. This goes perfectly with this reading, and you can see it play out in the cards, and you're doing it. I love this for you. Good luck, Scorpio. If this resonated for you, make sure you like, comment, and let me know, and I will see you next time. We're going to move on to Sagittarius. All right, Saggies, let's see what's in store for you this week. Reminder that if you're looking for your September forecast, it was posted in the All Signs, posted over in the September playlist. So make sure you check that out as well. All right, for the week ahead, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Here we go. Current feelings here. We have the High Priestess being challenged by the High Priestess. There's something here where we're going to see what externally is the influence. There's something that is coming out that is fear-based for you. And I do feel like you are triggered by another individual that you may feel caught off guard with. And we're going to see what that is, but there's a secret that's coming out, and it's going to kind of put you aloof because you didn't anticipate the secret to come out. Okay. The King of Cups here, reverse, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. This is an individual here who did you dirty. They just simply have, all right? Emotionally manipulator, has a way of gaslighting you. And I feel like there is a person this week that is going to lay out a truth bomb. Now, it's their truth. It's not necessarily your truth, but it is to have you question your intuition. And you know what this person is capable of doing, okay? Whether this is a love connection, whether this is a work connection, whether this is family, whether this is friend. The integration here is that this person has done this before and makes you question the direction on which you go. And here's what I got to say about this person. They consistently put you on hold. Whatever reality they live in is their virtual reality, okay? They can only perceive a certain way. But it's also denial. And this person here may be denying any accusations or things that are pretty solid and throwing something back on you this week, okay? It's going to make you question. It's like, well, Sagittarius said this, and you're going, I didn't say that. That's not how it was. But it's going to make you question it. It's like, did I say that? Well, I have it in writing. But the perception is off. The perception is off. You're being challenged here to challenge this individual's perception, okay? And that may involve the law, a mediation. Something here is about the facts. And gosh, got Leo energy here. The strength is coming out on you, okay? What's a bigger opportunity here for you? Remember, your strength here is to be unattached, unhookable. So it's being able to not take this personally. They're playing victim. You know what? I think you had a very similar reading to this for your September energy, so you might want to check that out. But you have an individual here who's playing victim and saying, that's not my problem. But it is their problem. And it is a guilt trip. So, Saggy, you're getting guilt trip this week here. And someone here, you're going to see it play out. You're just absolutely going to see the guilt trip play out. Yeah. How they bail, how they blame, how they project. Now we have Gemini energy here. Poor choices. But they're not your choices. Your choice here is to state the facts, get a second opinion. All right. What advice does Spirit want to give you? There's someone here you have a karmic tie with. It just is. Yeah, this is to give you a new perception that this person's not going to take accountability on. And there are areas here, and I did last weekend, I posted this over on Substack and also in the community section on YouTube, so you can check it out. But I did a full reading on the Hangman energy on this particular card from this deck. This card is a little bit different than the traditional Rider-Waite deck system Hangman, where they're hung upside down, they're gaining a new perception, they're illuminated for what they see, they put themselves in there. But there's something here where this time you're going to be looking at this timeout differently, because whatever facts that you, like as you're saying, trust in what you put out there, trust what is authentically, and there's something about paperwork. Paperwork's very important. A paper trail, even if it's text message trail, there's something here about keeping the trail. But that is about being in the present moment, appreciating for how far you've come. And look at this, the King of Wands, that's you. Courageous. The explorer. Aries and Leo energy here is, but the Leo energy is strongly coming in place this week for you, is trust in your ability and your desires and compassions, that you are meant to be a leader, that there is somebody here who's either jealous or has poor leadership skills or is trying to deface your name. And there's something here where Spirit's reminding you of not only how far you've come, but you got nothing to worry about, because this individual is running. Okay. And I want to say they're running from responsibilities. They're in denial of some sort. But all you got to do is sit there and look pretty in some extent. As long as you got the writing, as long as you got something in writing for yourself. All right. All right, Sagittarius. This is Auntie's advice here for you, or what to focus on with your little horoscope from Auntie. It says, in this energy here, Sagittarius, for you, home and family are front and center. This eclipse could bring big changes in where you live, who you live with, or even old family patterns that need release. Some of you, this is a romantic relationship or family. It may feel intense, but it's clearing the way for a stronger foundation. Don't resist the shift. Home is meant to feel safe, not heavy. Whatever environment you are in feels heavy because of another individual. So this could also be work related too. All right, Saggy, if this resonated for you, go ahead and hit like. Don't forget to comment below, and I will see you next time. Take care and good luck. We're going to move on to Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's going on for you this week, Capricorn. Reminder that your monthly forecast is over in the All Signs forecast on the playlist on the main dashboard of YouTube. Here we go. Current feelings. High Priestess. Wow. We just got that before for another reading. Was it just this one? I don't know. I took a little bit of a break. But this isn't a secret coming out. The other one had it reversed. You are really... This is of your service. This is your breakthrough. Okay. So you had a premonition. You could be a reader as well, but if not, you're an empath. But this is something here about how everything is aligning for you. But there's something that you're going to have knowledge of or learn this week. Let's see what external influence is. You also saw this coming. Page of Disc here. Reverse. Okay, so this is an opportunity that is being yanked from you, but you're not fearing it. Okay, someone here is either going quiet, dormant, or is just a no-show this week. Now, the challenge here is, when is this going to be placed? Okay, because I almost feel like you're waiting for a decision to be made based on someone's absence this week. It feels like somebody pulled a sick day, honestly. The moon reversed. Because you know this person's full of shit. Because you know this person is full of shit. Pisces energy. This could be a new person at work. This could be, if it's not a new person at work, it could be a child who plays hooky. Okay. But you know the bigger picture of why this individual is not present. They're not present. Okay. They're just not there. Your response? You're happy. And here's why you're happy about it. Okay. This is being unbothered by an individual who you are going to say, listen, they're going to have to deal with their own karma, because this is usually illusions, fear, things that come out. And the clarity here is, it's not my business. Now, some of you, if this is your child, or there's something here about being caught, it's not that you're happy that they got caught. You're happy that they're going to spill the beans, because this individual here, I do feel, is going to eventually come to you towards probably the end of the week, state something that they did, they missed out on, they didn't do. And this is you, where it's like, so you're coming clean. All right. Someone's coming clean to you. The bigger opportunity here. 4 of Wands here reversed. You can't lie to somebody who has the inner knowing. And there's something here where this individual has dismissed something because they were having a good time. They wanted to have fun. They wanted to blow off steam. Whatever it is, Capricorn, this week, you're going to realize that this person here, well, let's look at the bigger opportunity. So it's a big opportunity for you. Yeah. The fact that they try to this okay, this feels very much like Bueller, all right? And it doesn't have to be. But there's something with the inner knowing that when a person tries to be absent or a no-show this week, you realize that the happiness and the clarity comes with this person breaking or telling you the truth. The bigger opportunity here is that in this space, in the silence, in whoever they choose to be with, hang out with, or do, they realize what they always come home to. And so the bigger picture here is, can I be honest with my Capricorn? And there's something about you leaving this space for this individual to speak the truth to you. I hear you. I understand. Why didn't you just tell me that? Because there's understanding here, there's forgiveness, and it's not you pointing the finger and saying you're a horrible human being. This is you going, did you learn your lesson? Do you understand that's ridiculous? I'm glad you take accountability on it. Like, it's showcasing you as a really good leader, parent, spouse. What advice here is here for you? The 5 of coins, yeah. Because you've been in this person's shoes before, and you realize that the rejection here comes in place with not only uncertainty, but loss of maybe feeling like you wouldn't understand or you would say no. And this is something here where it's like, I want you to come to me if something is off, you know? So, and you also could have an individual here who's going through some kind of rejection or financial loss. It could have been someone here who made a move to do something financially for themselves. They feel a little bit lost. Look at this. We have the King of Coins energy here, but that's you. That's your energy. You're nurturer, you're provider, you're protector. And there's something here about going, well, if you're worried about loss, if you don't have enough, and then you're coming to me with an issue, we could have solved it together. But I'm glad you're taking accountability to tell me now. So I do feel like somebody here is going to tell you about some sort of loss that they've also been going through and why they felt that you would disagree with them and they just wanted to come clean. So someone's absolutely coming clean to you this week, Capricorn. All right. The energy here for your little mini horoscope from Auntie is conversations, siblings, or day-to-day connections could feel intense. The eclipse shows you where words matter and where silence has dragged on too long. Be careful of miscommunications that could surface, but it's not about being perfect with words. It's about being honest. Speak your truth, even if it's messy. And I feel like you're going to be giving space to do so. It's going to test you, but I feel that you're going to do that. Good luck, Capricorn. Like I said, if this resonated for you, go ahead and hit like, comment below, and I will see you next time. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Don't forget that your September forecast is already released. Make sure you check out the playlist, of course, after this. Let's see what's going on here for your week ahead and your current feelings. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, Aquarius. The 2 of Disc. Okay, so this is a week here of balancing, making sure you're grounded. I do feel like you're keeping your toe up here, not to get wet. So you're trying to keep your emotions at bay. I do feel there is something coming in for you this week that may be emotional, but you're not ready to quite touch it just yet. You've been on a pause, and I always see this as the hangman. So there's something here where you're not ready to receive the news just yet, but you know it will be emotional news. And it's like, I need to make sure that I'm balanced and lined and ready for this news when it comes in. All right. What's the external influence for you this week? The Tower. I knew it. It was going to come eventually to one of the signs. Okay, Aquarius. Now, the Tower reverse is usually a card here of shock. Doesn't matter if it's your foundation or another's, it's still going to affect you. It's going to be a ripple. It's not a direct hit to you. It doesn't mean the coast is clear. It means that something around you is going to start falling apart. Okay. This could be an individual. This could be an environment of some sort, but you got to trust your intuition that this is a breakthrough moment and everything is going to be accountable for. And it feels like the law is coming in place, whether this is like the actual legal law, or God, I just feel like something is going to be removed from your life this week. A ripple effect. Justice. It's meant to be. Yeah, a Libra energy here. It's for realignment. It's going to fall out in a most unexpected, natural way. But let's see what your reaction is going to be, because it's like, whoa. I almost feel like, whoa, wasn't expecting that news. Wasn't expecting that. That was a shocker. Ooh. But your defenses are going to be up, because there's a part of you that feels like you're going to be pushed next. Okay. Someone's going to push at you next. And so, however this affects others, it's like, am I next? I feel this energy. Is it my turn now? I got to prepare. What's this big opportunity for this preparation? Ten of Swords here reversed. This is fear of loss or rejection. Some of you, it's fear of job loss. Some of you, it's fear of a relationship loss. But here's the thing. It looks like there's someone coming in here. It's a medic to save the day, but it's hard to save the day when you got that many swords in you, but you don't. What you're seeing is other individuals going through karmic debt and losses this week. It affects you because you see the perception here of being the medic, the one who can be the overgiver and be like, oh my gosh, let me give this to you, or also allowing things to naturally go. You're not fighting a change. You're seeing a change happen around you that could make you feel a little bit defensive of like, oh God, here it's coming, it's coming. But here's what's the bigger opportunity of this for you. You may see people in your vicinity go through job loss, breakups. It's weird, but it's not affecting you, but it does affect you because it makes you wonder, like, am I next? Is something bad going to happen to me? You know, because we're energetically all going through it. That's what it feels like. 3 of Wands here reversed. See this go attitude here. Now, this is different. This is usually waiting for your ships to come in, but this card is different. She's got her little map and she's going after the world or towards the world, towards something big, World Wide Web, world news, whatever it is. Okay. But there's something that's happening for you this week where the foundation is wiped out, but at the same time, it's the biggest gift for you, because it's going to allow you to see a different environment where certain people are displaced or not there. They're going through their own stuff and there's nothing you can do about it. You're simply an observer this week. To remain centered, breathe. Breathe. Listen. Be there. We have another 10 of Cups. This is going to affect family. This is going to affect friends. This is going to affect a loved one. But it's the way that you were there, and it's not you overstepping. It's just being on the stoop with another individual with love and compassion. Yeah. Because there's something here that you have been asking for, and not saying that it's horrible what doesn't happen to other people or things like that, but there's something here that you've been asking for that needed this to break away, or these individuals to see a perception. And maybe it's a perception of you being there, of your reaction, of you being empathetic, because it's not, like I said, a hit to you. It's a hit to a loved one or a place of work or something here that you care about. But this is something here where you have the power to manifest. So you have the ability here, what Spirit's saying is to be there for another, but also show individuals here that when we manifest, it's always happening for us. And sometimes things need to break through in a kind of like a chessboard so that we can see a bigger picture to what we actually want and desire. I also feel for you, this is your spot here to remain reserved and the protector, because it's not necessarily, oh my God, am I next? Which you may feel initially. It's more like, I've got this. I understand it. I feel like this Aquarius is very good when stuff, like when the shit hits the fan. Okay. You're able to step in. This is a week here where I feel you're stepping in for others, but you're also being very grounded. And this is your limelight. You are like a medic of some sort. All right, Aquarius. What does, Auntie have to say for you this week? Money and self-worth gets spotlighted big time. Maybe an expense pops up, or maybe you're realizing you've been underselling yourself. Either way, this eclipse reminds you that your value isn't negotiable. It's time to line up your energy with what you're really worth, not just financially, but personally. Watch things that fall amongst you and others, and watch the perception shift and change for you. Interesting. All right, Aquarius, if that resonated for you, go ahead and hit like, comment below. Good luck this week, and I will see you next time. We're going to move on to Pisces. All right, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's going on for you for the week ahead. Reminder that your September 2025 forecast is now up. Check out the playlist. Here we go. The Three of Wands. All right. I like this card because traditionally it's about waiting for your ships to come in, but this is different for you, Pisces. I feel like you are taking your foundation, we're taking an idea, and you're taking off with it. You have plans. You have plans to build. And so there's something here about, it's not a redirection, it's going after it kind of energy. Let's see what's it's like, wait, don't leave just yet. I got something that you need. All right. External influence. The Eight of Discs here reversed. Interesting, because I feel like this is something for Pisces. You have a little bit of a perfectionist kind of attitude here, right? At least for this Pisces, they do. All right. But there's something here where you were influenced to hold back. And it's kind of like, ask and you shall receive. But the external influence here is that there is something, and it could also be a particular person as well, that has chosen to remove themselves, maybe because they have to go somewhere. I don't know. But there's this energy here where I feel that you feel like you missed the plane, missed the appointment. What's the integration of this? The Magician reverse. Ask and you shall receive. Huh. See, there's someone in your vicinity here who wasn't patient. And I believe that they try to control things in their own way, because this is usually someone here who really tries to manipulate things or individuals to make a move. And so there's something here where someone is pulling away from you. It's strategic, but it's also this energy here of, are you coming? Are you going to go after it? But interesting, you have the world in front of you and you have someone here who's exiting. Which one are you going towards? Because I feel like this idea of, oh, well, I have plans, but is it wait? Maybe that used to be the old energy. Let's see what the response is. Because I did originally feel that, but then when I saw that Eight of Discs, I was like, well, wait a minute. Someone here is working on their own plans. So someone here is conniving against Pisces. All right. Yeah. You have different ideas, different options. Choosing. Choose differently. I think what you used to do is you used to chase a particular person, chase a particular dream. But now it's like, well, I have these ideas. I have these plans. I know what foundation I have built. But the consequence here is justice, which is the challenge. But somebody here is trying to get you to come to them, all right, energetically, to chase them. The bigger opportunity here for you this week, choose differently. Choose differently, because what is about to be born here, 42 comes to a 6. This is a cooperation with a world energy here of Taurus, Libra, Aquarius, and I just feel this energy here for you. It's in Taurus. It's closure, but also going after something larger, better, a dream, a wish, a desire. You're not chasing an individual anymore. You're not chasing an old dream anymore. And if something pulls back or you find externally is rejected, you're saying, okay, let me find a different avenue. Now, for some of you, if this is not a person, this could be an idea. It could be something where you get denied paperwork of some sort. Okay. But now it's like, well, maybe I'll take my paper or something a different route. All right. I like that. A different avenue, a different audience, bigger opportunity here for you. How badly do you want to portal or jet into a different reality? The Two of Wands here is not just a redirection, it's choosing a different pathway. And I feel at one point it was about a particular way of doing something or a mindset, but now it's realizing, well, I have other options. Why don't I choose something differently? And the thing is with this portal, you don't know where it's going to land, but it allows some excitement to be born for you this week. Okay. Almost like the moon energy is coming in place for you. That lunar eclipse. It is in your energy here, Pisces. Advice for you. The sun. Oh, go after your dreams and desires. And it may not be the beaten path you would choose, but it's not the one that you have to chase. This is the one here that you have a desire to just try. It's off the beaten path here for you. And that dragon energy is also showcasing the Leo, the courage, the power, fiery energy here for you. What else? It's time to plant some seeds here on different ground, a new environment, something that supports it. And I feel like the desire here is for growth, new opportunity, new is all I consistently hear here for you, Pisces. All right, let's see what Auntie has to say for you. Auntie says for this week, this is your eclipse. It's in your sign and it's big. Expect emotional waves, endings, and revelations about who you are and where you're heading. Who you are and where you are heading. You may feel more sensitive than usual, but that's part of the clearing. It's part of the old versions of you that you are ready to release. Let yourself evolve. You're not meant to stay the same. Be prepared. This integration is pretty darn big. If that resonated for you, Pisces, go ahead and like, comment below, and I will see you next time. We're going to move on to Aries. Let's see what's going on for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Reminder, Aries, your September forecast is now available. Check out the September playlist on the All Signs. It's timestamped there. All right, let's see how your current feelings are going in the first week of September. We have Judgment. Decision time. Are you here to up level, or are you here to do another karmic cycle here as part of this tree of life? All right. Let's see what's affecting this. 2 cards of decision is here, Judgment and Justice. What's the external influence of this? Oh, competition, fighting, closure. Come on, guys. Why do we got to keep fighting about this? Is this even your fight? I feel like this is on the ground and this is all the commotion above. Can't we all just get along? Maybe that's what Aries is saying this week. There's someone here who's causing ruckus within your home dynamic. If it's not your home dynamic, it's your house. Okay, this could be a workplace. This could be your friendships, but it's community. It's a house. It's an environment. Okay, but I feel the hands are up where enough is enough. Let's see what the integration is. The Queen of Cups here reversed. All right. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Here's the thing. You got someone here who utilizes their anger, their jealousy, their manipulation to get their way. To get their way. This is how this individual works consistently around you. And I feel that this person, I just heard dark empath. They know how to utilize an individual's feelings, and make it work for them. They drain people emotionally. They make people second guess. Let's see what your reaction is, though. The Queen of Disc here, reverse. You see this person for who they are. Now we have this element, and this is the thing about this person. They do have two sides to them. They can be emotionally playing victim, but they also use individuals for their own well-being. This could be a poor leader, a boss, a manipulating person. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy here. But here's the thing. This person needs individuals more than you would need this person, okay? They like to look a specific part, look a specific way. They care about how they dress, they flaunt, but they're also clingy to who deserves the attention. So this person does have followers. They do have individuals who I would say are more like their lemmings or minions in per se. But I almost feel this energy here of like, who am I kidding? Yeah. The bigger opportunity here for you, and I feel this is something new, is you're realizing that this is emotionally exhausting. This person puts other people in front of their battles. You choose something differently. And the way you're rolling in here is a bigger opportunity. And we're going to see how you're rolling here. What's a bigger opportunity? Because that's not giving a full-on emotion. That's going, I'm sorry that happened to you, but it's not putting yourself in it. No, it's not. Okay. It's you being in the present energy here and how you can put that towards you. So this week, I feel, Aries, there is something where you're either taking a time out, a day off, but there's somebody who plays victim, has specific people do their dirty work or just coddle them, and you're not having it this week. I feel like this is a week here where you're like, I'm sorry that's happening to you, but at the same time, that's the only thing you're going to give. The rest here is worrying about your happiness. There's a bigger opportunity here to be present and align and stay out of other people's, well, baloney here, because that's what it feels like. What advice does Spirit have for you dealing with this person? And I think it's time, you know. The decision here is that you're not offering assistance, help. You're staying out of it. You're staying in your own lane this week. You just really are. King of Coins. You're being very practical about this. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you may have that in your chart. But this is like, listen, I'm going to remain friendly. I'm going to remain tasteful. But I don't have to be the level of this the Queen of Disc here, which is a partnership. This could even be a family member. But you don't have to stoop to this person's level. It's kind of like, I'm sorry that's happening to you, but I'm going to work on something else right now towards me. You lead by example, and it may not be the most showiest way by example, but you just give practical advice, right? This person can take it or they can leave it. And a lot of times what this individual does is they put individuals against each other to do their dirty work. And this could be very work related, but it can get very competitive. And if this is love related, it's almost like a third party scenario here where it's like, I'm not fighting to get your attention. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. But I'm not going to fall for the jealousy. I'm not going to fall for the you're mine and you're worth it. No, like, no, I know what I'm worth. And if you want to entertain that, then there's a competitive answer here that you can be at the table for me as well. So you're definitely marrying back to this individual some of your worth. So it's kind of taking this person back a little bit. All right, Aries, what Auntie has to say for you for this week, this eclipse lands in your 12th house, which is your inner world. You might feel quieter or pulled inward. And I feel like that's pulling away from this person. Old fears, hidden habits, and subconscious patterns could come up to be cleared. But this is not a week here for you to push it down. It's to acknowledge it, it's to release it, and to rest. This week is more about healing than pushing forward. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're choosing to be happy and sit this one out this week. And that's probably the best advice Spirit could give you. All right. If this resonated for you, Aries, go ahead and hit like, comment below, and have a good week. I'll see you next time. Taurus, my bulls, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Don't forget your September forecast is now available. Just make sure you check out the September playlist. It's time-stamped in the all signs. All right. Let's see what's ahead for you this week. Taurus, here we go. How are you feeling? Little bit unstable. Not very grounded this week. I feel at a loss. I almost feel a hermit energy a little bit, but we have the 4 disc here reverse. So there's some kind of loss that you're going through. Someone has been removed. Maybe it's a specific person that has been removed for your life, but others of you could be going through some financial difficulties right now or just penny pitching. All right, let's see the external influences. Page of Wands. Yeah, you win some, you lose some. Poor investment. You're taking your losses this week, and that's okay. You're taking them like a champ. I can see that with maybe a direction here where you tried something out. It didn't work out in your favor, but that's all right. You're forgiving that portion of it. You gave it the good old college try, Taurus. You snooze, you lose, right? There's something here who you invested in or you made a poor investment in. But this week, you are facing the consequence of a poor investment. And here's the thing. You were curious. You were excited. You had big dreams, big passions, but something just did not get started. It was almost lost. But here's the thing. You did it for the love of it. You have a really, really big heart. So I feel for a lot of you, this is just, you're going through a loss, but I also feel you are forgiving yourself for the steps that you took towards something that maybe didn't go into fruition the way that you desired or wanted it to be. The Ace of Cups is a beautiful card. So it's a card here of emotional overflowing. It's not reversed. It says to me, you're letting the emotions come out. You're feeling the loss, but more importantly, Taurus, this week you are healing. And it comes back with surrender, forgiveness. Let's see what the response is of this. You're healing. It's been an emotional roller coaster, but the 6 of Swords is someone here who's going through it. But the clarity is I'm moving ahead. I understand why things went a specific way, but I don't have to stay in these emotions. I can go with the flow of it, just allow it to come through and see what happens. Let's see what the bigger opportunity is here for you, Taurus. 7 of Wands here, reverse. The things that you were fighting for, to keep, to hold on to, wasn't really allowing you to grow. So this could be the end of a relationship. This could be an end of an old dream. Could be an opportunity that just didn't pan out, but you're not fighting it anymore. It's not trying to prove a point. You're learning how to trust your intuition and understand what the difference between intuition is, boundaries, going after something for trauma purposes. But this is the challenge here, is just to take the accountability part, is to take the knee here and saying, I surrender to this. What is the judgment? And the judgment, although it may seem to you harsh, like, okay, this person's been removed or this money's been removed. What it's really doing is it's creating space for you. Oh, I love this. This is who you are, the king of disc, right? To be a wise investor, stable, practical. Stability is huge. This is a bigger opportunity this week here to take your losses, surrender, forgive yourself for going after it. It's not that it's a bad thing. You had a big heart, big dream, but there's just something here where you now understand why it was needed, why this lesson took place, why it was removed. And now you're going to take accountability for your stability, which is your health, your well being. It doesn't seem that rich, but it's someone here who invest in themselves, invest in stuff that is worthy as well. What advice does Spirit have for you this week? I feel like some of you are making some massive health changes for yourself too. Yeah. And relationships that are balanced, relationships that give back to you, the relationships that are holding you here in your sovereignty. Okay, real true connections. This is what you're moving towards. Connections that matter. Support, help, assistance. You're not on that boat alone. Yeah. And understanding that maybe there are certain things that you got rejected on, but also there are certain things that you accepted and had poor boundaries on. So it goes both ways. You know, it is redirecting you in a way where you're emotionally going through it, but there is light at the end of the tunnel here. It's just going to be an emotional roller coaster week here. I think that you're just finally allowing something to release or someone. All right, Taurus, what Auntie has to say to you for the horoscope for this week. Friendships and community ties may shift. Someone could exit your circle, or you may realize a group doesn't fit you anymore. And I feel like that. It's a group. Look at that. Can't make that up. I love this. Not, I love this for you, but I love that the validation of how these kind of correlate with one another. Auntie says that's okay. The eclipse is showing you where your energy belongs and where it doesn't. Focus on the connections that lift. Focus on the connections. Here they are. That lift you, not the ones that weigh you down. I do believe a relationship is ending for you this week, but it is a way here for you to create room for relationships that support you. That's what I got for you, Taurus. If this resonated, go ahead and hit like, comment below, and I will see you next time. Have a good week. Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Reminder, Gemini, if you haven't watched your September monthly forecast, make sure you check out the September playlist and look for the all signs. It's time stamped in there for you. All right, Gemini, let's see what's going on for you. How are you feeling going into this week? Page of Cups here reversed. I think you're sick and tired of small offers where individuals don't appreciate you, showcase gratitude of some sort. It's just, I feel you're remaining quiet this week, reserved. Let's see what external influence and why this is. Something's not balanced. And it's interesting because they're on a balancing board, but it's like, I don't want to play the balancing game. No, I don't want to play the balancing game. Look at this. Could be dealing with a Libra, could be dealing with the law, but I just feel it's universal law more than anything. Something here is not balanced. It's not fair. And you give a lot of emotions towards this and time and effort. But this week, I feel you're taking your emotions out of it. Yeah. King of Disc here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This person, it does feel very heavily a masculine, but they could just have masculine energy. But this person is a poor leader. They care about their needs and their desires. They use family members, they use colleagues, they use whatever they can to look apart, play a part. They're not very wise with their money. They're materialistic. And this is just somebody here who tends to use individuals and is disposable. And this week, You're realizing how disposable you are to an individual. You just really are. So you too are accepting a loss. This is very similar to Libra energy, but this is detaching from it. This is going, I'm not going to insert myself into that circle. I am not going to spend my time and effort into that circle to prove that I belong there or prove that I'm good enough or worthy enough. See with the bigger opportunity. Yeah. Listen, you're doing a no-show this week. You're not going to that event. You're calling out of work. I don't know what it is, but there's a specific group that this individual has that you're not part of this posse. You're not. Aries had a very similar reading to this too. You're choosing to step out this week. Yeah. This is a bigger opportunity to realize where you emotionally don't feel like your time is good and not feeling guilty about it. Okay. This is a card here of missing, guilting, and this is what this person does. They love to guilt trip you. So, look at that. 3 of Cups here, reverse here. Well, you could have really been part of that. Could have been there, but you're not. You're choosing not to. And here's why. Because there's a relationship that is there for you. And I feel like that's a relationship that you're giving to right now. Because maybe these individuals don't care about this relationship or exclude you and this person. Could be that too. But it's like, if they're not invited, I'm not invited. I'm out. Like it's that kind of energy. It feels like that. And you've been getting that for quite a few weeks in a row. What advice does Spirit have for you, Gemini? The Hierophant. I feel like not only is this about minding your business, but there's something here about working on your career and your finances right now. Some of you are just born leaders and mentors and guidance, and there's something here with this Taurus energy where your wise visions are meant to be taught. But if that's not what this means about this is a restructuring of your belief systems. And some of you, it's like, why insert myself if it's just a different belief and I'm allowed to believe in what I want to, or I'm allowed to be committed to who I want to. Yeah, Page of Swords. I will be the watcher from the side. But a lot of you, this Page of Swords here is a student. So there's an opportunity here for you to pass the torch to others too, if this is you as a teacher or guidance or so forth. It's education. There's something about education coming in place here for you this week. And some of you may choose to go back to school for some of you, okay, to learn something new, a new talent, a new desire. But I feel that it's not in the company of a particular person and this group. All right, Gemini, what does Auntie have to say for you this week? Career and public life is spotlighted for you. You may see an ending in work or a shift in how people perceive you. Yeah, we saw that entirely. Don't panic if someone falls away. And I feel like someone here is going to fall away, and I think it's you. Okay. So don't panic when you fall away. Is clearing space for something more aligned. Trust that your reputation grows stronger when you're authentic, not when you try to fit the mold. It's not a week here for you to fit the mold. It's a week here for you to be yourself. That's what I got for you, Gemini. If this resonated, go ahead, like, comment below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good week. All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what's going on for you the week. Reminder that your September forecast is now available in September playlist. Go check the all signs reading. Your timestamps is there. All right, what's going on for the week energy? How are you feeling, Cancer? 6 of Cups, nostalgic. There's someone in particular in your life that it's gonna feel like home to you. All right, this could be a family member, could be your child, could be your soulmate. External influence here. We have the 10 of Wands here reversed. This is a person here who wants to let off steam and wants and chooses to be with you. So expect a visitor or someone here who's trying to just it just wants to have fun. I just feel like this person is like, I don't want to bring my burdens to you. I want it to be baggage free and let's remember the good old days. And this Cancer here may be in a very nostalgic week. I feel like somebody here is going to be approaching you, could even be calling you. But the integration here, ooh, there we go. The Knight of Cups here reversed. Do you want this though? You have fond memories from this individual, but how they approach you is unapologetic and free. Oh boy, did this just take a turn for Cancer? You have good memories with this person. Let's see. Yeah. There's something. Okay. This is going to be wild. This individual consistently was giving to someone or to work or a situation that they were not welcomed. And you may have stated that to this individual, Cancer, but you still love this person. Okay. But there's something about not taking on their burden and not getting involved in their business, which is good for you. But how this individual is approaching you is from a fresh start of where things left off, which is here. It's going back towards you. So this is something that excites you. It actually makes you happy to see this person because you're going to hear some news. And I think the karmic justice is they let something go. They may be even coming back to you, not to apologize to you, but to realize that let's clarify what that Knight of Cups is, because it's about justice. Clarify the Knight of Cups. It's about letting something go. It didn't serve them. It wasn't right for them. It actually made things worse for them. And there's something about how they're unapologetically coming back to you to let you know that it's over. It's done. Yeah. Let's see what the bigger opportunity here is for you. Gosh. You've missed this person. This is a person here that was by your side through thick and thin. Could be a family member, but whatever the gossip came in, I feel like you're the loyal one. And this person here, they had a good talk, but they always they always talked about a specific person or a specific opportunity in life as though it was good for them, but it was no good for them. And so the present opportunity here is to realize, let this person talk. First of all, it's a time for you to listen. You don't have to involve yourself or insert yourself. Yeah, the Queen of Swords here, reverse. Detach yourself. Be honest. You can be blunt, but with the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, you're going to find that this person is going to be you're going to hear some truth about and them taking accountability about why they went that path, the direction of what they learned, and they're bringing back that lesson to you, even though it was a harsh lesson, to bring it back for understanding. All right, your advice? The Empress. It's almost like you're a mother energy. And some of you, this is your child. Okay, you just didn't meddle with it. Maybe they're adult. Okay, but there's a rose here. Precious. You love this person. Look, Rose. Look, the rose. Okay. This person admires you. So this person here is coming back home out of the admiration of your worth. All right. Four of Swords. For rest, ease. Be prepared, Cancer. I do believe you have a loved one who sees you as home. They may be going through a rough patch, but I feel like this is a time for you to listen. But also, this rest is you don't need to because the best part for you is be unhookable, to be unbothered by this, because it may not be the time to do something now, but this is the week here of rest, and you're creating a space for an individual, and you are giving grace here with this, as to why this is needed. Now, for some of you, if this story is flipped around and you're offering that, this person is going to allow you to have that space, but they're going to be very honest with you. Okay. They're going to be very honest with you about why they didn't get involved or why they didn't step in. Okay, that's what I got. Cancer, what Auntie has to say for you, big perspective shifts are coming. I feel it. I feel it for you, okay? You're going to be putting yourself in the other person's shoes as to why. The eclipse highlights beliefs, education, or even travel. Something could end like an old way of seeing the world, or someone may be coming back. And this is to show you that someone or something has grown a much larger perspective. Pay attention to the lessons that show up. This is the time to listen. They're meant to expand your vision, not shrink it. It's just to give you a new perception here this week. All right, guys, if that resonated for you, go ahead and hit like, comment below, and have a good week. I will see you next time. All right, this is for my Lions, my Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Reminder that your September forecast is already up for the month. Make sure you check out the playlist on September over on YouTube, okay? And it's all signs. It's time stamped over there for you, for the general and for love. All right, Leo, current feelings for this week. Let's see what's going on heading into September. We have the King of Cups here reversed. Deeply emotional week for you. Okay. Irritable, cranky, restless. I just feel an immense amount of restless energy. Honestly, it feels more like the Four of Cups than it does the King of Cups. But this is usually someone here who is just up and down with their emotions. Sometimes they're angry, sometimes they're sad. They just can't hold their shit together this week. All right, let's see what external influence is for you, Leo. Oh boy. The Devil, Capricorn energy. You're getting some communication here, miscommunication. I mean, it's with a karmic person. Gosh. Toxic conversations. Toxic back and forth. Ugh. Nine of Cups here, reverse, is usually a card here of indulgence, overindulgence. I usually call this my alcoholism card. Someone here may be a heavy drinker, or you may deal with, and that's a drinking card too. So you may be trying to put a couple back. And if it's not that, it's numbing yourself. But you could also have an individual who has those kind of vices as well, escapism. See what your response is. Ace of Disc. Someone here is going to be apologizing to you. It's going to set you off. This individual, it's the way that they apologize. It's the way, this is usually something that's big. But I feel the opportunity here is you're looking at this and going, oh, like, You're very intuitive. You may be a reader yourself. You don't have to be, but I feel like you understand this person's games. You understand why they apologize. There's always something else that they need. Sometimes it's money. The bigger opportunity here this week for you, Leo. Oh, Pisces energy, and this has to do with the moon. I feel like this person here is after you for financial gain. I do feel like you're being used. I feel that it's becoming to the point where it's getting uncomfortable because this person feels like they're offering you something that is much larger. This could be like, if you help me out, I'm going to pay twice as more. Or if you help me out, it's going to be bigger and better, I promise. But there's something about it being an empty promise. You've been through this before with this individual and you've trusted before. But this is your intuition really honing in on here. Okay. This is also an illusion. The bigger meaning here. Fears. Hermit reversed. This person likes to get you on your own or secludes you. And I feel there's this energy where you are really doing some deep soul searching, but with it reversed, you're starting to realize that this isolation, or you're like always the one that they go to, has drained you, not just energetically, emotionally, but financially for some of you. So this week, I think that you are becoming more closed off to an individual that may be asking for your assistance or help or offering you an apology. Advice for you. You have to sit this one out. Okay. You do have better things coming, but you keep looking at the past or wondering if this individual is going to come after what is rightfully yours. And you have every right to do so. But there is something or someone coming in towards you. But your eye is still consistently watching an individual like, what the hell are they doing next? Oh my God. Here we go. Queen of Cups. We have a match here. You see that? King of Cups here, Queen of Cups. This assistance could be a family member. This could be a friend. They're loving, they're sincere, they understand you. You're really being asked here to be open to a person and fully be open. Okay. And you may be blurting that out here, but just know that this person's very well reserved. They're not going to judge. They're gonna be in deep empathy for you in the situation, but they'll also help you gain a new perception. And this is a card here of compassion as well. So I feel like it's time for you to receive the compassion and the love that you deserve, versus an individual here who consistently apathy, does things for themselves, jealousy, entitlement, like it's all of that. And so I do feel like someone here is coming to assist you or at least give you some motherly or loving advice. All right, Leo, your final message here from Auntie is for you. It's about shared resources and intimacy this week. Money tied to others' debts or deep emotional ties could come to head. I feel like that's going to happen right here. I just do. I feel like that. This isn't about control. It's about trust. The eclipse pushes you to let go of attachments that drain you, and this person drains you. What you release now makes space for the most honest connections. And this is an honest connection. This is somebody here who understands you, loves you, and it has so much compassion for you. All right, Leo, good luck this week. If that resonated, don't forget to like and to comment below. And we're going to move on to the final message, which is collective. So check it out. Your sign may be in there. All right, collective, I got the dice ready. They're ready to rock and roll. We're going to see what energy pops up. Reminder, when we roll these, if the sign comes up, whether it's Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, it also may be people that you're specifically dealing with as well, or it's just the energy. So just take a listen, see if it may fit for you. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But we're going to roll this a few times. And because I'm not doing this live, I have to write these down. So bear with me. It's going to be a little bit slower, but you can always go to the timestamp and see who the reading's for. And I'll just timestamp it right to the reading itself. We have Leo. We have Aquarius here. All right. The Lions. We have Taurus. Taurus is up. We have Pisces. Pisces is here. We have Virgo. This is a nice mix. And one more, final roll. We have Libra. Libra is here. All right, so the signs that we have for the collective is Leo, Aqua, Taurus, Pisces, Virgo, and Libra. Well, right off the bat, with this, I mean, it's very well balanced, and of course we do because we have Libra here. But I feel that there is some deep emotions that are being released, kind of like the collective energy here of what we had for the being detached. But this is different. This detachment, I don't know, it almost feels like it doesn't necessarily mean it's happening presently. It may have already happened. Let's see. Current feelings for this week. Oops, I'm almost using the wrong deck. I almost used the wrong deck there. I just caught myself. Yeah. So there's something from your past coming back up. And it has to do with rejection, loss, but you're in recovery mode this week. So you may be in reflection of this, but this is in regards to a new path, a new beginning, something being realigned. All right, let's see why this recovery is here. New beginning, new start. You want to make sure that the baggage is left behind. And so there's an opportunity here that is being presented to you this week that you're kind of looking at this and saying, okay, well, am I ready for this? Have I recovered from this? And you have. What's the integration? The sun reversed. It's dark. It's bare. You are very aligned, but this could be a new idea, new venture, a new relationship, but you can't see anything beyond it. It's surfaced. It looks like a mirage to you. It hasn't fully developed yet, not this week, but you're facing it and you're facing a new beginning here. And I just keep going. Am I ready? Am I ready? Let's see what your response is. Is my collective going to be ready? Star reversed. False start. False start. Aquarius energy. My collective is afraid of their own success. They don't like the limelight on themselves or being seen. And this week they are being seen. So they're getting an opportunity here that scares the hell out of them because there's a spotlight or a potential. It's a possibility here to be seen, judged, looked at. The mantis is here, or in this case, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. The lessons, the beliefs, the structure. There's a big opportunity this week here for you to take a new role. Some of you, it's a new position. Could be a promotion. Others of you, it could be up-leveling a relationship for its potential, putting yourself out there. But this is accepting it and realizing, okay, what's going to start with it now? But you do have some firm beliefs here, and trust is needed. But also someone here is really afraid of the successes of it as well. All right. That's commitment. Be prepared, because there is a big opportunity for commitment. Slow. It's not all going to happen in 1 week. You're not going to get married in the week, but this is marriage potential. All right. And if it's not a relationship potential in that sense, this is an opportunity here to not need to prove your worth, but just utilize and have a contract of some sort here where you can have a major transition change if you allow this fully to blossom. Death, Scorpio energy, is a rebirth card, but something has to be annihilated. And I feel like you're being asked here from the universe, are you fully recovered and prepared for this? Because this is a commitment where you're going to be in it for the long haul. You may not see it, but it is something here that you've been asking for. Oh, this is going to be juicy. I just totally feel it for you. And it's going to be different for each individual here. Some of you, it is a relationship up level. Like I said, some of you, it's an idea that could be a long haul financially for you, but some of you, it's opening a business. Advice for you. You're taking accountability, though. Yes, you're going to put the work. You're going to put the effort into this. You really are. And you're not going to regret this. You're putting your time and effort into a new investment. Yes, you are. And you're making a wise investment this week. You are putting in the effort, the time, and taking accountability. You're making something official. For some of you, I just heard LLC. Others of you, it's going back to school to get a degree, certification. Some of you, it's a relationship here. It's signing the paperwork here to move in with one another. It's just up level. There's a massive up level here for my collective and choosing, because they're at the part here where it's like, I'm recovered. I'm at the point where I trust my judgment, and now it's being invested. And will I put the pen to paper here to make the investment? Yeah, and it's going to be a bigger opportunity than you anticipate. You don't know how it's going to shake out, but it's definitely about the accountability portion of it. All right, guys, that's what I have for the collective reading. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I will be back here live, all signs on Wednesday. So make sure you check the schedule on my YouTube homepage. But you guys have a great, incredible week, and I will see you then. Take care.